Today our focus is on the social justice principle of caring for God's creation. In Genesis, we read that we have a duty to cultivate and care for the earth. As Christians, we cannot be indifferent to environmental degradation. Let's be good stewards. Let's reconcile ourselves with God's creation. Globally, biodiversity, the various kinds of life forms on Earth, is being lost faster than it recovers, and it is the poor who feel the brunt of this moral crisis. There are about 100 million different species coexisting with us on our planet. It is estimated that between 10,000 and 100,000 species are becoming extinct each year, and human activities contributing to this. In Trinidad and Tobago, we continue to pollute our environment. We clog drains and waterways, thus contributing to widespread flooding. We are blessed in Trinidad and Tobago with rich biodiversity, but we must do more to conserve it. Human beings are responsible to some extent to climate change and global warming. We must protect and promote authentic human development and environmental ecology, which are both inextricably linked. Indeed, there can be no sustainable development if we don't learn to protect our biodiversity and to manage our natural resources. Here is what some of our popes and bishops have said about this issue. The bishops of the Antilles Episcopal Conference have issued 2 pastoral letters on this issue: stewardship and the revitalization of parish life in the Caribbean, and caring for the earth, our responsibility. Psalm 24 tells us that the earth and its fullness belong to the Lord, the world and all that dwell in it. Years ago, Pope Emeritus Benedict XVI told us, our earth speaks to us, and we must listen if we want to survive. He said, we are all in the world not as owners, but as tenants and stewards. The environment is God's gift to us. God is sovereign of all that exists and has instilled in every creature, including humans, laws and purposes which must be observed. He asked, can we remain indifferent before the problems associated with such realities as climate change, desertification, the increase of natural catastrophes, and deforestation of equatorial and tropical regions? Can we disregard the growing phenomenon of environmental refugees, people who are forced by the degradation of their natural habitat to forsake it, and often their possessions as well, in order to face the dangers and uncertainties of forced displacement? And in Pope Francis's 2015 encyclical Laudato Si on care for a common home, he calls for conversion of hearts, minds, and lifestyles if we are to save our planet. He says dialogue and education can help us to escape the spiral of self-destruction which currently engulfs us. He urges us to hear both the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor. He calls us to promote authentic human ecology, which connects ecological issues and life issues. Here are some things that we can do to love our earth. 1, develop an environmental spirituality. Read, pray, reflect on the story of creation in Genesis. 2, discover and reflect on the beauty of God's creation and of our connection to it. Enjoy nature and live in harmony with it. 3, reuse, recycle, reduce, restore. Practice these 4 R's for sustainable living. 5, learn about and educate others on the causes and effects of environmental degradation and about action that can be taken to reconcile ourselves with God's creation. 6, examine and assess your lifestyle and consumption. Pledge to make changes that will improve the ways in which you impact on and interact with the environment. 7, prevent pollution and reduce your carbon footprint. 8, become an advocate for God's creation. 9, promote sound environmental management practices, for example, energy efficiency, water conservation, waste avoidance, composting, using environmentally responsible products, and carpooling. There's a lot that we can do. So let us ask the Lord to send out his Spirit, as is said in Psalm 104, and renew the face of the earth. Amen.